Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Razin bin Muhammad Azam from class AS121 1B. My student ID is 2021895308. So today I am going to present about corn ethanol as my CHM131 presentation case study. The abstract of this topic is the production of fuel ethanol from corn grain is widely carried out in the US with total current production at 7 billion gallons. This may soon reach 10 billion gallons or more. These slides address the potential of fuel ethanol as an additional source of product based on utilization of the cellulosic portions of maize. An analysis of the composition of corn and possible processing schemes that transform the corns to ethanol are addressed. Technologies for the bioprocessing of cellulose to ethanol as well as the impact of cellulose utilization on supplementing corn ethanol are presented. So, the question is, what is ethanol? Ethanol is a clear and colorless alcohol with the formula of C2H5OH. This alcohol can be made from biomass materials or also known as feedstocks. In the US, fuel ethanol producers mostly use crops with high starch and sugar content, such as sugarcane and corns. However, ethanol can also be made from agriculture and forestry residues. Ethanol can be made in several ways. One of the examples are fermentation. So, do you know how ethanol is used as biofuel? Let me explain. Ethanol is a renewable source as it is made from plants. Usually, ethanol is used as transportation fuel. This is because it contains oxygen. This helps the combustion in vehicles' engines to run smoother while also reducing air pollution at the same time. Now, let us see how to produce ethanol from corn. We start with the process milling. In this process, they ground the corn until it becomes a form of flour, which is meal. Next, the process liquefaction. Water is added to the meal to make slurry. The slurry is then heated to break long starch molecules into smaller pieces. Then, they use alpha amylase enzyme to speed up the breakdown of starch molecules. Afterwards, the process saccharification. The starch molecule breaks down into glucose, catalyzed by glucoamylase. After that, they use the process fermentation, which is done by adding yeast into the slurry. As a result, ethanol is produced. Finally, the process denaturation, which is done by adding a small amount of gasoline to fuel ethanol so that it makes the ethanol undrinkable. Well, as you can see in this slide, I have a few YouTube video links for you to see clearly how people produce ethanol from corn in laboratories. You can also make it by your own, but make sure to follow all the instructions given in the videos. Let's talk about the discussions. There are 3 discussions, which is estimated production cost, environmental and sustainability issue, and potential yield. So the first one is estimated production cost. Production costs vary widely depending on tillage, irrigation, yield goal, spraying schedule, seed selection, and rotation. A sample corn budget with rain-fed, no-till, biotech seed, corn or soybean rotation, and 120 bushel yield goal would include a total cost of $211 per acre. That's a lot of money. If overhead, crop insurance, land, taxes is included, the total is $305 per acre. Wow! Okay, production costs increased to over $600 on irrigated fields with continuous corn. This is confirmed by Klein and Wilson in the year 2010. Okay, the second discussion is environmental and sustainability issue. Life cycle analysis, or also known as LCA, of ethanol production from corn grain has yielded a net energy ratio of 1.2 to 1.5. which represents just a 20% to 45% positive energy balance in producing ethanol from corn. A major criticism of corn ethanol has been the large amount of fossil energy used in production. Environmental issues in corn production revolve around erosion, pesticide use, and nutrient use. Pesticides and nutrients have the potential to contaminate surface and groundwater. That will be so bad because it will cause pollution. Soil erosion has led to loss of topsoil and polluted streams and river systems with silt. Continuous attention to these issues has led to improvements, yet they will remain concerns in crop production. The third and final discussion of this topic is potential yield. The average national corn yield was 165 bushels per acre in the year 2009. Corn yields have increased by approximately 2 bushels per acre each year since 1940. This increase will likely continue, with some predicting the yield trend will amplify at a greater rate due to biotechnology and advancement in breeding. Ethanol yield per acre would be 462 gallons per acre from corn yields of 165 bushels per acre. An acre of sugarcane can produce an approximately 35 ton yield, resulting in about 560 gallons of sugarcane ethanol. Wow, that's a lot of sugarcane ethanol. With all that being said, what can we conclude from all this? So, the conclusion is ethanol is an alcohol that could be produced from biomass, especially from crops with high sugar and starch content. Ethanol is used in fuel because it contains oxygen and helps the combustion in vehicles' engines run smoother than normal fuel, because normal fuel doesn't have oxygen, right? Okay, so corns can also be used to produce ethanol by more than one process. It's not just for eating. Experiments to produce ethanol using corn can also be done in school laboratory, or even you can do it yourself at home with the right ingredients and materials. Recommendation. It is widely recognized that feedstock costs are a critical factor in the production of fuel ethanol. One way of reducing this cost is to increase the feedstock's yields per acre that are harvested. Today, only the starch from maize is used for ethanol conversion. The yield would be increased if a larger portion of the maize plant were to serve as a feedstock. Lignocellulosic ethanol technology is the key to enable the conversion of plant matter other than starch into renewable fuel. This would be really helpful because it could make the production cost a lot smaller and is very valuable and worth it. This slide is about the references of websites and sources that I used to create the slides using the informations from all these websites. Thank you for watching until the end. Stay safe and take care. Thank you.